Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Kumusta kayong lahat? I hope everyone is doing well and staying safe at home. My name is Jolly Estares of Google Philippines, your host for today. Very happy to be back and to welcome you guys to this year's Google Pride Conversations. Happy Pride Month sa ating lahat. Kahit di tayo makapag-celebrate with our LGBTQ plus friends, let's continue to support them in more ways than one, tulad ng pagtangkilik sa kanilang mga business ventures. Which brings me to the theme of this year's Pride Conversations, championing LGBTQ plus MSMEs. This campaign is part of Google's commitment to inclusive economic recovery. As you all know, our small businesses, which are the heart of our economy, have been affected by COVID-19, and our LGBTQ plus entrepreneurs were not spared from this. That's why we're all gathered here today to help, to promote, and to digitize Pride businesses. We've also invited a few business owners from the community to tell their inspiring MSME stories so you can better understand and help them better. So if you want to be an ally to your LGBTQ plus entrepreneur friends, this is going to be a really great session for you guys. And to join our conversation this afternoon, all you have to do is use the hashtag #SupportMSMEs with Pride. There it is, rolling as a text at the bottom of the screens. Again, that's hashtag #SupportMSMEs with Pride for all your social media posts. Now, to kickstart today's event and to share with us Google's commitment to inclusive economic recovery, please welcome Google Philippines Country Director, Bernadette Tacario.
Happy Pride Month, everyone. I hope you're all keeping safe wherever you are watching us from. The Pride community continues to make an impact and lead the way in several aspects of life, even in entrepreneurship. Some of the fast rising businesses I know are actually owned by LGBTQ plus entrepreneurs. However, it is heartbreaking to realize that they are not exempted from the economic woes of the pandemic. I can't emphasize enough how important they are, not just to the economy, but to the community. These businesses are the cultural centers of the Pride community, where more LGBTQ plus individuals are accepted, respected, and celebrated. These safe spaces are where their deep friendships are born, happy memories are created, and their great stories are told. To most of them, these are home. Google is aware of this, and as part of our commitment to inclusive economic recovery, we've announced several initiatives, including a Google.org grant, product updates, and our local campaign, Pride Conversations, championing LGBTQ MSMEs. This afternoon, we will celebrate LGBTQ entrepreneurs, their hopes, their stories, and their businesses. We hope that through this social media event, we can help promote and digitize their enterprise and encourage constant support and allyship from the broader public. We will also provide a deep dive on tools such as Google My Business and the Primer app that can help digitize and grow their livelihood. In a short while, we will meet inspiring entrepreneurs from various industries, including hospitality, food, creatives and marketing, beauty, and lifestyle. I can't wait to be moved by their stories and understand how we can further support the community. As part of our rebuilding efforts for the Pride community, Google.org is providing $2 million to Outright Action International's COVID-19 Global LGBTQ Emergency Fund. This will help 100 organizations from more than 60 countries, including the Lesbian Organization Against Violence and Equality in the Philippines. The grant aims to provide resources like food, shelter, and job training for those in need. To further support Outright's advocacy for LGBTQ human rights globally, we're also providing $1 million in ad grants. Aside from this, we strive to foster belonging through our products. We are hard at work every day to make our products more inclusive and helpful. On Google Maps and Search, you can now see if a local business has gender-neutral restrooms. This information is critical to help the community find safe spaces and give businesses the opportunity to demonstrate inclusivity. Now, I'd like to thank the Philippine LGBT Chamber of Commerce who helped us connect with some of our inspiring guests this afternoon. Thank you so much, LGBT Chamber of Commerce, for all that you do as well in empowering Pride businesses and advancing inclusive national economic development in the country. Your organization and your efforts are so important. The pandemic seems to have built a wall that separates all of us from our loved ones and communities. I'm sure many of us miss the annual Pride March where we could just be together and stand up for the community together. Belonging is so much important now. That's why all aspects of recovery from the pandemic must be more inclusive. We still have a long road ahead of us in terms of equity, especially for our trans community. But I'm hopeful that the future of our community will see better days and will have more vibrant rainbow flags, which will be waved proudly by more allies. So this Pride Month and beyond, please be an ally of the community in thoughts, words, and actions. Encourage allyship among your friends and families. To win this fight, we need more allies who can champion and defend the community. Once again, happy Pride, and here's to hoping that we can see each other again outside for the annual Pride March. Stay safe and well, and let's continue to tell great LGBTQ stories. Thank you, everyone.
All right, salamat Det for the warm welcome and the support. As Det mentioned, today's event would not have been possible without the help of our Philippine LGBT Chamber of Commerce. So please, a virtual palakpakan for the Philippine LGBT Chamber of Commerce Chair, Ron Astivias.
Thank you, Jolly. On behalf of the Philippine LGBT Chamber of Commerce, I wish to greet everyone a happy Pride. I also take this opportunity to thank our partner, Google Philippines, for recognizing the importance of supporting LGBT enterprises, specifically the micro, small, and medium players. In having this pride conversation and championing LGBT plus SMEs, we are giving yet another chance to renew our commitment to an authentic and deeply felt vision of a society that is free from hate, discrimination, and all forms of exclusion. We call for solidarity that translates into concrete actions of acceptance, not just tolerance, which allows individuals to realize their full potential. We call for building a solid culture of belongingness. So every LGBT employee, professional, worker, entrepreneur, policymaker, and ally, among others, feel safe and secure in expressing one's truth. We hope to reach the rainbow's end, where such a vision of a diverse, equal, and inclusive society exists in all forms, spaces, and faces. However, our present realities seem to show a longer journey ahead. The battle is not over yet. The question then is, how should we move forward? And we answer this with three E's. The first E is on engagement. We need to intensify our engagement with all businesses every step of the way. No sector or industry is excused from pursuing their own diversity, equality, and inclusion program. If we believe that no one should be left behind, we must all work together then. Second, empowerment. The LGBT plus community and businesses in particular face multifaceted challenges in an environment painted with uncertainties due to the pandemic, of stunted business operations, and of structural impediments. The answer must focus on how we can creatively and dynamically implement measures and tools that will strengthen the capabilities of each individual and enterprise. Lastly, E for ecosystem. Now is the time to develop a rainbow ecosystem that connects the smallest players with the largest ones. Such an environment, like what Google is doing, is essential as major corporations have a duty to share their growth and success to the rest of the community. Every policy, program, and initiative must contribute not just to a company's bottom line, but to those that likewise depend on a thriving and inclusive ecosystem. It is not surprising that within this June Pride Month celebration, we are also recognizing the contributions of MSMEs in sustainable development and global economy. On June 27, as we celebrate the World SME Day, we wish to highlight the crucial role of MSMEs in providing opportunities to people through decent jobs and employment and in improving community livelihood. Let us put faces on LGBT enterprises as we honor their passion, creativity, and commitment to better not just their lives and the people they work with, but also of those in the community they are in. This is a narrative that we in the Philippine LGBT Chamber of Commerce continue to promote in amplifying the voices of our community through stories and efforts of our fellow entrepreneurs, workers, professionals, allies who remain agents of positive socio-economic transformation. Our desire is to multiply these faces of the LGBT business community. To our panelists today, Jov, Amre, Abby, Sed, Ruby, and Luis, thank you for sharing your LGBT MSME stories. Let me end by challenging all companies out there to adopt and adhere to the Chamber's 5-point DEI action agenda. Number 1, adopt non-discrimination and equal opportunity employment policies. It could be inclusion of SOGI-specific non-discrimination hiring policies in your manual, institution of a firm-wide executive-level diversity council or working group with a mission that specifically includes SOGI diversity. Number 2, institutionalize internal education and accountability metrics. Structure for tracking SOGI inclusiveness and education programs can be put in place. Employee engagement surveys, educational workshop discussion and trainings, creation of an officially recognized LGBT plus employee group is also integral. Number 3, promote equitable benefits. Company benefits on health insurance, parental leave, etc., that include same-sex partners or same-sex spouses must be pursued. Number 4, carry out transgender inclusive policies and benefits. Allow your transgender employees to access medical benefits, ensure access to inclusive facilities for these employees within the company and in external company-sponsored events. Number 5, support public commitment to LGBTQIA+ equality. Your marketing and advertising campaigns to the LGBT+ community must promote more visibility and ensure that you provide positive messages about the LGBT community. We also want to ask all companies to make that prohibition, withdrawal, condemnation, and non-support, financial or in kind, to any political and public figure or political, for-profit, non-profit organization that has expressed discrimination, whether verbal or written, against the LGBTQ plus people. With these 5-point DEI action agenda, we urge all of us to recognize that our pride responsibilities do not happen in June alone. We all must commit to and celebrate pride every day. Thank you, and wishing you all a very productive session. Again, on behalf of the Philippine LGBT Chamber of Commerce, happy Pride!
And maraming salamat, Ron, for that very inspiring message. And it's time for us to bring in even more inspiring people. So our guests today are an admirable set of individuals with diverse backgrounds and are able to really celebrate their identities through their businesses. So it's my pleasure to introduce you to our first set of speakers for this year's Pride Conversation. First, we have one of the women behind Nirvana Hostel and Restaurant, the first Kapampangan restaurant in Siargao. She was born and raised in Pampanga, and despite the odds, took a leap of faith and put up a business all the way on another island during the pandemic, exhibiting true Kapampangan spirit. She is also one of the founders of Siargao Island Business Organization, or SIBO, an organization that focuses on helping business owners on the island promote sustainable tourism. Together with her girlfriend, whom she opened Nirvana with, she proudly raises the flag of the LGBTQ plus community on the island, advocating against gender discrimination among employees and customers. Everyone, please welcome Abby Bio.
Hi, good afternoon, Jolly. Good afternoon to all the viewers. I'm very excited to be here.
Very nice. Hi, Abby.
Yeah.
I love your background. Love this hotel. All right.
Yeah.
So next, we have a former advertising practitioner turned home chef. Last year, he started his celebrating his truth with a passion, along with his passion for food. With the food episode, he caters to customers on weekends and shares his love for cooking. Please give it up for Sed Aguil.
Hi, Jolly. Thank you for having me here. And hello to everyone watching us today.
Hello, Sed. All right. And our third speaker for this first set is a creative practitioner and the brains behind Vital Strat's Creative Solutions. As part of the LGBTQ community, she takes pride in her agency being run by a member of the community, and she champions inclusivity and opens LGBTQ plus discussions with her employees. Please welcome Amri Dizon.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for that intro, Jolly. Happy Pride. It's so nice to be here.
Thank you, Amri. Loving this Pride bow tie. Very, very
Thank
cute.
you.
All right. Like I said, they're just our first batch of speakers, so stick around. We have another batch coming later. But for now, if you would like to join the conversation, ask some questions, feel free to use the hashtag support MSMEs with Pride. Again, that is hashtag support MSMEs with Pride on all your social media posts. So again, welcome everyone. So glad you can join us for this year's Pride Conversations. Una sa lahat, want to make sure we address everyone properly. So please introduce yourselves as you see fit. Refresh them with your name, what you identify as, and your preferred pronouns. So I am Jolly. I'm a gay man, and I would like to be addressed using he and him. Let's start with Abby. Go ahead.
Hi, once again, I'm Abby Bio, but you can call me Abby. And I'm originally from Pampanga. I'm now here in Siargao, doing business here in Siargao. And I identify myself as a lesbian, but my preferred pronoun is she or her. Thank you, Jolly.
Very nice. Said.
Hi everyone, my name is Seda Gil, and I identify myself as a gay man, and I would like to be called as a him or he.
Okay. All right, Amre.
Hello, everyone. My name is Amri Dizon, and I identify as a lesbian woman. My pronouns are she, her, and hers.
Very nice. So thank you again to all of our guests. So I guess let's begin with the basics. Can you tell us a story about your business? What is it? Why did you decide on this business in particular? And how did it all start? So let's start with Abby again.
Hi. So once again, I'm based now here in Siargao since 2019, and then pandemic happened. But before that, our original plan is just to have a vacation here, and then all of a sudden, we're doing a business. Okay, and then we put up the hostel and restaurant, which is Nirvana. And then for the restaurant, it's the first Kapampangan restaurant in the island. So we really love food. Me and my girlfriend, we really love cooking, and we want to share this to the people here in Siargao. Like we're representing Kapampangan, but it's a Filipino food, so everybody will love it. So yeah, that's it. And I'm loving it here in Siargao.
Very, very nice.
Yeah.
All right. Next, Sed, what about you? Tell us about your business and how it started.
Yeah, so Jolly, actually, the food episode started out as a weekend hobby. It happened during the ECQ period last year. I was one of those people who actually struggled with the work from home setup, and so I wanted to have a weekend hobby as a way for me to cope up with the situation. And so I began to go back to the kitchen, and I experimented more with the recipes that I found online. And then eventually I realized that I found a new love for cooking. And so after that, I decided to post videos of my food online. And my friends would keep on asking me, like, said, can you just send us food? And then one day I decided, I think it's about time to share my love for cooking with my friends. And so I sent them food, and most of the feedback were actually positive. And then actually they were the ones who told me that I should be starting a business online. And so I was really scared at first because I had zero experience with running a business alone, but I knew that I had my friends' support behind me, and so I decided to open my business a year ago.
Very nice. And can you tell us why it's called the food episode?
Yeah, it's actually called the food episode because I would post videos of my food every week, and every week it would be a different theme or a different recipe. And so I decided, every week is a different episode, so why not call my business the food episode?
Very nice. Okay. Amre, why don't you tell us about your agency?
Our creative agency, Vital Strats Creative Solutions, is actually turning 17 years old on the 25th. So I guess we were destined to be born on Pride and MSME month.
Yeah, so you started when you were 9.
Yes, it started when I was 9 years old. So, well, it started 17 years ago. I was 2 years fresh from college. I was a struggling creative freelancer. I was designing brochures, merchandising materials, websites. I also edited music videos for indie bands, even student short films. When one of my clients required me to issue an official receipt. So because of that, Vital Strats was registered as a business. It was actually an accidental business. I've dreamed of having my own creative company, but I definitely was not ready at 23 years old. I only had a year of advertising and production experience as an employee and only had 20,000 in savings. I did not have any industry connections. So initially, I thought that no established clients would trust our humble agency. Um, I've had so many thoughts of giving up because entrepreneurship is really hard. It's hard to start a business, but it's even harder to survive. Kailangan matibay talaga yung dibdib. But the many years of repeated failures and challenges made us the strong and resilient company that we are now. So with the help of my life partner, TJ, who's also my business partner, and our team that's made up of unique individuals, the entrepreneurship experience has been very rewarding, and I would not trade it for anything.
That's great. It's so inspiring to see young entrepreneurs. I think some people don't feel like they have the, the makings of an entrepreneur, but super inspiring to see all of you start a business as early as you did. Let's go to Abby again. I think in your intro, I talked about SIBO. Can you tell us a little bit about that organization?
Yeah, so we established this organization. It's just new. SIBO is a Siargao Island business organization. So the focus of this organization is to mainly help the business people or the business community in the island, lalo na with some issues that we need to tackle or we need to resolve.
Very nice. So speaking of issues, I think no bigger event happened in the last year than the pandemic. So I know that you actually started your business there like literally just before the lockdowns hit. So can you tell us about the challenges you had?
Actually, us in Nirvana, we started March 1, 2020. And then they're announcing the lockdown at March 10. So March 15, we closed, or after 15 days of operation. Imagine, diba? It's really fun at first kasi di naman namin alam na magkakaroon talaga ng serious yung pandemic kasi sobrang dami namang viruses, diba, na dumating. Pero hindi naman yung nala-lockdown na gano'n na wala namang 1 week lockdown, and this one is 1 month and then extend. So at first, ang dami. Kasi it's nearly summer. And then we're expecting more guests coming in. Hindi kami nag-aagawan ng guests dito eh. Nagtatapunan na kami ng guests na, I'm fully booked. Gusto mo ba yung guest ko na to? I'm fully booked. Gusto mo ba yung guest ko na to? Ganun kami na dito sa Siargao. Sobrang daming bookings na parang, what? A group of people are booking again? Parang, is this for real? We are fully booked for 15 days. Then after that, it's just us in the hostel. No more guests. Yan na. It's like dawn of the dead outside, no? Not just here, actually, yan. It's all over the world. So, ayun.
Yeah. So, how did you overcome that?
Again,
how
sorry.
How do you overcome that?
At first, I admit, sobrang depressing. Yung sleep, hindi ko siya alam kung nakakailang hours ako ng sleep. Every day, nakatulong na lang yung Netflix na mga series. I'm watching series. So, ayun, and then prayer. Prayer talaga yung naging help during that season. Kasi talagang challenges became my daily routine kasi we just started. We just finished with the construction and then we're closing. Parang, is this a joke? Parang, Lord, my plans are this, and then Lord, what are your plans? So 360 degrees change of plans. Kasi we are here in Siargao kasi it's near, it's near Cebu, it's near Davao. So what we are also planning is to go to these places by land, explore, yung ganun talaga, like eat, sleep, repeat, party, drink, earn. Yun sana eh. Pero ang nangyari, wala. So, ang number, di ba? Parang, yun talaga, when is this gonna be, parang saan yung ending? So, hindi natin alam when, di ba? Pero yung talaga, prayer. Number one, of course, prayer. Pero hindi naman din mag-work yung prayer pag di mo tinulungan yung sarili mo, di ba? So, when the spirit of worries and hopelessness is really haunting me, like any hour of the day, hindi walang pinipili, when the spirit of worries and all, I'm really lifting everything to God. Yun ang talaga. And nag-rely na lang talaga ako sa Matthew 6:33, seek first the kingdom of God and everything will be added unto you. And then, action talaga na I never stop there. I should never stop here. this pandemic will not stop me from achieving yung mga gusto ko talagang mangyari for Nirvana. Kasi Nirvana, it's not just for me, eh. It's for my family, and then yung mga employees na gusto naming matulungan by hiring them, di ba? So ayun, kasi yung namin is more job opportunities that we can create so that we can help people. Yun yung yung purpose also, hindi lang naman yung you just party in Siargao, you will earn money. Kasi, just basic yung mga yan eh. Kumbaga, nonsense yung mga yan eh. What is your purpose by doing this business? So that is our purpose. Na yung blessing, i-extend namin yung blessing. Yung expansion, it will be expanded to sa iba din mga tao. So after that, yun din. Hindi, lahat, nagkaroon din kasi ng mga market, weekly market here in Siargao when you can showcase your product. So lahat ata yun sinalihan na namin. Talaga sabi na, grabe pandemic, kayo lang yung busy kasi lahat ng events talaga, Nirvana will join there. Nirvana will be there. Ganun talaga kasi sipag, tiyaga. After the prayer, it should be sipag, tiyaga. And then dapat hindi ka mahiyain sa negosyo kasi paano nila malalaman yung negosyo mo pag hindi mo pinakilala and walang yung mayamang mahiyain. Diba? So yun yung binaon ko. And then yun, values, character din talaga. Yun.
Hustle
That's
na
it.
Very, very cool.
Diba? Positive lang lagi.
Correct. Tama
Problems
yan.
became the part of our 2020 or now it's part of it eh. Talagang lang talaga. Laging may solution. Laging yung talaga na huwag human effort. Huwag human effort. It should be God's ways, God's time. Everything will be good. Hindi ka mapapagod if it's not human effort, if it's God's ways. Yeah.
Tama yan. Very cool, very cool.
That's my story. Right.
Very nice, very inspiring. Let's go to Sed. So Sed, you're a little bit different in the sense that you weren't, I'm sure the pandemic has challenges, but you started the business because of the pandemic. So, what's the situation like for you naman?
Yeah, so Jolly, actually opening a business in the middle of the pandemic is already a big challenge for me. But then, I was really excited to share my love for cooking with as many people as possible. But I guess the biggest challenge I experienced when I started the food episode is doing everything on my own. So, I had to do everything from managing my social media content, talking to the customers, doing product shoots, cooking, packing, and even washing the dishes. So it was really challenging for me because I had no assistant and I had to do everything on my own. But then at the same time, whenever I receive positive comments from my customers, it makes things feel really worth it. And so whatever challenges I went through at that time, I really learned a lot from those things.
Very nice. Okay. Let's go to Amray. Ikaw naman. Your agency's been around for a while. I'm sure a lot of campaigns got canceled and things like that. So tell us about your challenges naman for your business.
Well, we had a number of challenges. As a creative agency, we are used to having a lot of face-to-face interactions with our team. We have a lot of brainstorming sessions, and we are used to having face-to-face team huddles. But that was easily addressed when we shifted to 100% work from home. We brought all the workstations of our team at home, and communication was converted to digital. So luckily, we have been working on our digital transformation earlier on. So a lot of our systems like the project management system and HR systems have been digitalized. But the real problem was with our liquidity. Our cash ran low. We lost a lot of projects, particularly the video shoots and the events. Our clients also had to freeze their release of payments. So nahirapan kami sa collections. Payments were put on hold, but yung expenses namin like rent and salary, they still need to be regularly disbursed. So yun yung pinaka-challenge. But we were fortunate that one of our core services is with digital content production. And because of the increasing demand for digital services, that's how we balanced our resources. And because of the team culture that promotes creativity, teamwork, and adaptability talaga, pinaka-importante, Sanay kami sa changes, sanay kami sa mga bagong mga sistema. Very adaptable ang team, and because of that, we were able to thrive.
Galing. Okay, so parang as a business owner, I guess my last question for everyone then, Amre, what piece of advice could you give our aspiring LGBTQ plus entrepreneurs? Maybe one advice on starting a business and another on for those who are parang experiencing troubles with their current business.
When you are going to start your business, it's important to always start with your passion, but don't just stop there. Your passion should serve others and should solve their problems. If you have no resources, no experience, don't be afraid, because everything can be learned. Embrace learning by doing, kumbaga sabak, and learn in the process. As an LGBT, embrace your uniqueness. It's your greatest power. Embrace your team's diversity. Okay lang magkaroon ng problema, just be adaptable. Use your uniqueness because it's what makes you great. Conflict or friction is good. Your uniqueness brings the team a lot of different perspective. So kung may friction, it's also good because that's what diamonds are made of. So yun talaga, embrace your differences. That's the value of a good team.
What about for surviving the pandemic? Like, if what would your advice be to an existing business owner who's going through some trouble now?
For surviving the pandemic, first and foremost, you have to pivot your product or service to what is relevant right now. So ano ba yung hinahanap ng mga tao ngayon? Just like what we did, nawala yung mga physical events, physical shoots. There's a demand for digital services, so we went full force with that. Think of how you can pivot or innovate your product to what is currently relevant. So your business is relevant.
Very good. All right, thanks, yeah. Thanks, Amre. Sa ikaw naman, anong biggest tip mo sa mga gustong magsimula ng business at this point?
Yeah, so I guess my message to aspiring business owners is to find the courage to pursue what you really love. You know, it's okay to be scared, and it's normal to be scared at first, but you have to make sure that you won't let your fear come between you and whatever it is that's making you happy, because you know we only live once and we have to value the life given to us by doing the things we love. And for existing business owners, I hope, well, this is something I learned throughout my journey. That is to be patient, because you know it's not going to be a smooth ride every day, but eventually you will have your time and you will peak at the right moment.
Ayos. Salamat, said. Come on, Abby. I think earlier you gave a few, actually already, you gave a few for our aspiring LGBTQ business owners. Any other tips you want to add to that?
Ayun lang, tuloy-tuloy lang. Yun yung importante yun doon, di ba? Yun nga, that this pandemic should not stop you. So, if you are an aspiring business, you want to start your own business pero hindi siya natuloy because of the pandemic, no? Wag mong gawing hindrance yung situation na yon. Ituloy mo lang yung mga plans mo, basta pray for it before you do it, and make sure that yung gagawin mo yung gusto mo din talaga. Kasi ang hirap naman yung pagkapinilit lang, di ba? Or nakikisunod ka lang dun sa uso, yung gano'n. So, yeah, you can do it.
For everyone's knowledge, because I think you mentioned earlier nagsara yung Nirvana, right? But now that it's opening up, is it open again? It is, right?
Yes. And actually, yung restaurant, hindi pa siya open nung nangyari yung March. We will just open it nung summer. So we open it during pandemic talaga siya nangyari. July 2020. And people are asking us here na, really? You're gonna be opening it ng July 2020? Hindi pa, no. I believe in this, in our product. Magtutuloy-tuloy kami. We started small dining area, and then we saved some money for it. Nakapag-ipon kami for a bigger dining area. So yun lang talaga nga, yung tuloy-tuloy, and then very good partnership. Like with me, my partner in business is is my girlfriend. So yung partnership nyo yung hindi lang sa relationship, yung sa business dapat magkaibang bagay yon. So
Okay, very, very important tip as well. Ayan. So maraming salamat. Thank you for your bravery,
thank you.
everyone. We'll hear
Thank
back
you,
from you
Jolly.
later on. But Abby said, Amray, thank you guys. We'll see you guys in a bit.
Yeah, see you later.
All right. So once again, we want to thank the Philippine LGBT Chamber of Commerce. Through them, we were able to reach some of our speakers for this year's Pride Conversations, which I'm sure we're all looking forward to meeting and hearing from. So first, we now have our second batch of speakers now. First, we have one of the women behind the delicious pastries, coffee, and other treats from Food for the Gays, who actually sent us like a care package just now. It started off as an online pastry business early in 2020 and eventually grew to have its own physical cafe, which opened in February last year. The cafe has become a safe place and a symbol of LGBTQ plus support and allyship in their neighborhood. So please welcome Lgbtqiap. Nerys, hello.
Hello, Jolly. Hello, everyone. Happy Pride. Thanks for having me.
And salamat sa rainbow grilled cheese. I will try it later. Ayan. Next, we have a seasoned PR and marketing professional who, with his experience in the industry, has been able to launch local brands such as Commercial Central in Clark City, local fitness brand Fitness Army, and Cultura Club or Cultura Hub in Bulacan, all while managing and heading his own marketing agency, Think Smarter Marketing Consultancy. Virtual applause, please, for our next guest, Solis.
Hello, guys. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Solis again for Cultura Hub.
Very nice. Thank you, Joff. And last but not least, for this set of speakers, a proud trans Pinay. She has taken home the crown in various pageantry competitions. After frequently getting asked about her flawless transition, she was inspired to put up her one-stop beauty house, the Fairy God Barbie House of Beauty, to assist her trans sisters in their transitions. More than catering to their aesthetic needs, her motivation is to end discrimination against the trans community. Give it up. We have a queen in our presence, Rui Mariano.
Hi, Jolly. Hi, everyone, and happy Pride.
Hello. So again, before we begin our discussion with our current set of speakers, gusto ko na ipaalala to please use the hashtag support MSMEs with Pride. If you want to be part of the conversation, please use that on all the socials. Again, that is hashtag support MSMEs with Pride. So thank you again for being able to join Pride Conversation. So again, like our first set of speakers, please introduce yourselves. Again, remind them of what your name is, state what you identify as, and your preferred pronoun. So let's begin with Nerys.
Again, I'm Nerys Gangan. I'm an out and proud lesbian, and my pronouns are she and her.
All right, Joff.
Hello, I'm Solis again, and I identify myself as gay, and my preferred pronouns are he and him.
And Rui.
Hi, I'm Rui Mariano, and proud trans Pinay, and my preferred pronouns are her or she.
Very nice. All right. So let's start again by telling us more about what your business is, how it started, and actually parang why this business in the first place. So let's begin with Nerys. Food for the Gays. What is it about?
So, yeah, I started Food for the Gays last year, April, I think, during the first lockdown. So, I was supposed to graduate from culinary school nung time na yon. But, yun nga, nangyari yung COVID. So, I decided to use my last money para, to buy ingredients, ganyan, and start selling baked goods nga. Na, yun nga, parang natuwa naman siguro yung mga tao. So, dumami yung mga naka-notice. Then, I started setting up yung mga social media accounts for Food for the Gays. And yung name, feeling ko lang funny siya. Pero feeling ko yun yung pinaka-creative ko. So galing siya sa popular dessert na Food for the Gods. And syempre, I believe na alam niyo yun, yung LGBT folks are eto tayo, supreme beings. Charot.
Yeah.
So yun, so, saktong-sakto siya. Ayun, tapos yun nga, dumami kasi yung nakaka-notice doon sa Food for the Gays, and nagkakaroon na kami ng regular customers, ganyan. Tapos mga bandang December last year, my partner and I, we decided na bakit hindi natin ituloy yung matagal nating dream pareho. Kasi even before we met, yun na yung dream namin.
Yeah.
Individually. So, parang I handle the food, siya naman sa drinks, sa coffee, ganyan. So, ayun, nilakasan lang namin yung loob namin. Nilunok lang namin yung mga dapat namin lunokin para mabuksan tong cafe namin. Kasi yun nga, sobrang, I think, alam mo yun, parang napapanahon siya kahit pa sabihin natin na nasa gitna pa rin tayo ng pandemic. So, ayun.
Ayun. I hope that's very brave of you to parang use your last money to start something very, very uncertain. So I hope financially it's worked out for you doing this business.
Yes.
Good. I'm very happy to hear it. All right, let's go to Joff. So you have a consultancy firm, but you're also doing consultancy work for other businesses. So tell us about what you do at your core and how did it start?
Thanks again, Jolly, for that question. Because, I've been behind and been supporting a lot of companies before, especially about marketing and branding, press releases as well. So this time, particularly during the lockdown, I really have to focus more about first, yung mga access ko na sanay na talaga ako ever since, such as yung barbershop, tapos yung mga favorites ng family ko, yung mga drinks. But I live in the province, so definitely we have to adjust. And I believe, kasi I have a good exposure in tourism, so I really have been complementing projects, particularly for the provinces and national government. But nevertheless, I have this inspiration. Let's encourage more people to come up with more backstories and then create more content and telling everybody na, okay, let's start promoting our own products, lalo na sa mga communities natin, di ba, sa mga barangays. And then that is my inspiration of coming up with the name Kultura. And Kultura has been my project when I was handling hotels. And this time, I made a product itself, which is already a venue. Marami siya inspiration, to tell you honestly, Jolly. It's because I have friends who are into cafes, I have friends with a salon. So all of these things, pinagsama-sama ko. And then I came up with, I started first with a Kultura barber kasi inspired ako dun sa kwentong barbero eh. So, and I said, uy, ang ganda ng mga stories and a lot of people could really learn from that. And I said, okay, let's just encourage more people to reach out and tell their own stories about their destinations and products. So I said, okay, let's come up with a Kultura barber. Then eventually, I came across with some of my friends who offered drinks. Kasi I give free drinks, Jolly, whenever you visit my barbershop. Pero that's for free. But eventually, when my customers are asking for more, kasi ko. And then it was timely that somebody extended the drinks. And from barbershop, in-extend ko na siya as Kultura Hub. And so far, like I said, it has been a personal access as well. Kasi syempre, nahirapan tayo ng mga lockdown kung saan tayo magpapagupit. And I said, ay, nako, ang hirap pala talaga. Ang haba-haba na and dami nating mga Zoom meetings. So, I came up, I really pushed for the Kultura barber, particularly nung December yan eh. Di ba pag bagong taon, kailangan bagong looks ka. Yeah. So, I pushed with that. And then nung summer, dahil mainit-init na, okay, nagpasok na ako ng drinks. And then, that's now I transformed Kultura barber to a Kultura hub.
Very nice, galing. So, just to clarify, Kultura barber started during the pandemic, is it? Or is it before?
Yes, yes. It started December.
Wow, okay. And then you opened up your drink shop just when summer hit, so maybe a couple months ago lang.
Yes, indeed. To be exact, it was in May 12.
Ah, very nice. Again, we'll learn more about Kultura Hub a bit later. But let's go to Rui. Rui, you started a business to help your trans Pinay sisters in their transition and help them, feel their most fabulous selves. Tell us about your business.
Okay. Okay, it all started after winning the beauty pageant, the Amazing Philippine Beauties 2014. Then, I received a lot of messages sa mga trans sisters natin na, I love your hair, I love your skin, how do you achieve that, mga ganyan, ganito, ganyan. So, bago ko kasi makuha yung crown during that time is I have to work as a performer artist sa Amazing Philippine Theater. So, sabi ko sa sarili ko na, what if kung mag-business ako and at the same time is-share ko na rin yung mga secrets ko. So, while working sa Amazing Philippine Theater, naging meeting place ko na rin siya para sa mga clients ko. Then, after establishing my name sa online business and ayun, after 4 years, nagkaroon na po ako ng sariling beauty wellness and spa. And from Amazing Ruby, kasi tinawag ko siyang Amazing Ruby, kinunik ko siya sa Amazing Philippine Theater, Amazing Philippine Beauties. From Amazing Ruby, naging Fairy God Barbie, Aesthetic Beauty and Wellness and Spa na po siya ngayon. And soon, magkakaroon na po ako ng own brand, kaya sana nandyan pa rin po talaga yung mga sister na walang sawang sumusuporta sa akin. From 2014, then 2021, almost 7 years na po siya. Nakakatuwa lang yung isipin.
Galing. Sorry, I'm distracted because you look like a Korean pop star or like a K-drama actor. I can't put my finger on it.
I'm a huge fan of K-drama. Sino mga nanonood ng mga K-drama?
I love it. I see it, the hair,
and
everything.
Fairy God Barbie pala. So, ikwento ko rin yung Fairy God Barbie. So, kasi, laki po ako sa isang transgender woman din po. My father died when I was 5 years old. So, hindi kasi kayang talagang suntentuhan ng mother ko yung pangangailangan namin ng mga kapatid ko. So, lumaki ako sa transgender woman na tita ko. And ayun, she loved collecting Barbies and sabi niya ako yung human Barbie niya. May siyang gumawa ng mga gowns, ng mga dress, and ako yung talagang naging model niya. And Fairy God Barbie, di ba? Fairy God Barbie. From the word Fairy God, si Fairy God Mother na Cinderella. Medyo close ang story ng Cinderella. Kapag kinuwento ko masyadong mahaba pa, baka kulangin ang time natin. Kaya medyo madrama. And ayun, gusto kong matulungan yung mga trans sisters natin, hindi lang para gumanda. Kasi once na pumasok sila doon sa sa House of Beauty ko, hindi lang siya basta simpleng pagpapaganda. Naging home na rin siya para sa amin. Ang daming na-build na friendships doon and talagang magkakakilala. And hanggang ngayon, talagang ang laki, ang lawak na ng namin, ng sisterhood. Nakakatuwa lang isipin po talaga.
Nakakatuwa nga. So, salamat din Tita for the inspiration growing up. So now I want to find out ano yung mga challenges sa inyo during the pandemic. So let's start with Rui naman this time. So the pandemic hits, ano naging mga challenges to your business and how did you overcome those challenges?
Honestly speaking, city lockdown is the most challenging part of the pandemic, and we need to follow the protocols of the government. Syempre, di ba? Kahit sa ayaw at sa gusto natin, we need to shut down And ayun, ayaw kong sabihin ito, but mas pumabor sa akin yung pandemic. Kasi nag-open ako ng reselling and wholesaling para po sa mga sister natin na mga gusto talagang mag-business. So mas dumoble po yung kita ko, and to that na mas na-survive ko yung yung business, mas lumaki siya. And this year parang mag-open na po ako ng branch. And ayun, ang own product ko. Nakakatuwa lang. Basang natutuwa, na-overwhelm ako.
Wait, anong product tong ila-launch mo very soon?
Secret, hindi ba po pwedeng sabihin. Basta more on pangpaganda, slimming, whitening, and ayun, sana sumuport kayo
Love it. Sige, abangan natin yan. Joff, ikaw naman. So, as you mentioned kanina, Kultura Hub started, or Kultura, the barbershop actually started during the pandemic in December. But ano yung mga challenges that you encountered in starting it and running it over the last few months?
Again, Jolly, kasi for the past few years, I've always been around. I've been in tourism. I've been doing a lot of business as well in other places. So yung challenge ko talaga is really to stay where you are exactly in one place.
Yeah.
Although I have the advantage as well of doing things online. Sanay naman tayo dyan. However, syempre, yung kailangan mo dyan is to reach out. Particularly, I'm here in Bulacan, in the province. And it's a different community that I am in. And I have to really get to know more the people within the areas. And then, actually, ito yung since I've always been digging on some backstories about certain places, about heirloom recipes even, it gave me the opportunity to actually reach out to a lot of people within my area and neighborhood. As in, kapitbahay mo, kabilang barangay, and then you reach out. And then you try to give opportunities as well in terms of employment, in terms of producing, and giving them. Kasi this particular barbershop, sanay kasi tayo dun sa Manila, di ba? May pagka-ibang yung services. And now, sabi ko nung December, sabi ko, ang hirap pala talaga pag nakasanayan mo na, and then it's totally not accessible within your reach. So that's why, fortunate enough that I have some connections in the salon. And then I said, uy, gusto ko kasi this time I wanted to have a barber shop. Tapos nga na-inspire ako ng kwentong barbero. Because I said, oh nga, no, kasi for so many things, ang dami-daming mga kwento. Ngayon, gagamitin ko yung idea na yon to encourage more people to be more comfortable about the barber shops and then tell their stories. Now, if the physical venue is challenging, at least let me help them to bring it online. So again, ang siguro inspiration dito, Jolly, is really creating safe spaces and then doing something about it.
Galing. Okay. Salamat, Joff. Let's go to Nerys. I know it was a big risk for you to start the business with from nothing. So, ikaw, as you started it, is this your first business pala, by the way, Nerys?
No, actually, before, meron kaming family business and then nagkaroon din ako ng photo booth. So, medyo napasok ako sa event, ganyan.
Oh, so medyo sanay ka na getting into businesses. But like, for this one, in particular, what was the most challenging thing about it? Kasi now you're operating in a very unique environment in the pandemic. So what made this extra challenging for you?
I think kasi 'di ba parang yun nga nag-open lang kami ng Feb and medyo lumuwag-luwag na kasi yung mga protocols and restrictions ganyan. Tapos nung nagkaroon na ulit ng panibagong lockdown, nagkaroon na ulit ng ECQ, bawal na ulit ng dine-in, ganyan. So medyo naramdaman namin siya kasi medyo na kami, nagsa-start na kaming umokay yung sales, kumbaga. Tapos, yun nga, nung nagkaroon na ng lockdown, puro deliveries and take-out. Pero kasi, iba kasi siya compared to nung nagbebenta lang ako online, nung nasa bahay lang ako gumagawa. Kasi syempre ngayon, mas marami na kaming bills na binabayaran, ganyan. So, mas parang mas dumoble yung kinailangan naming effort to promote and parang sabi ko nga mangbudol online ng mga tao, ganyan. Kasi yun nga, parang meron kasi syempre kahit naman tumigil yung magkaroon ng lockdown, may maraming ipagbawal, hindi tumitigil yung mga bayarin natin eh. So I think yun yung talaga pinaka malaking challenge talaga na naganap. Tapos yun, kasi nung nag-start ako lang kasi talaga mag-isa. Parang ako lahat nagbe-bake, nagbibili ng ingredients, ganyan. Pero minsan yung ibang mga pinsan ko, sinasabi ko, gusto niyo bang kumita ng pera? Ganyan. So tulungan niya ako, wash dishes for me, mga ganon. Tapos yun, kasi yung partner ko, gusto niya tumulong syempre at first, pero yun nga, bawal pa kasi magkaiba kaming city. So bawal pang tumawid-tawid, ganyan. So ayun lang.
Okay. So, Nerys, ano yung sa lahat ng natutunan mo over the last year, ano yung tips na mabibigay mo to anyone who wants to start a business or maybe their business is struggling to survive? What tips could you give them?
Okay. So, kasi syempre, lahat naman pwedeng matutong magluto, mag-bake. Yung mga skills, pwede mo siyang matutunan. Pero, you have to parang, believe in your product. And yun, paniwalaan mo yung produktong sinusubukan mong ibenta or yung services na sinusubukan mong i-offer sa mga tao. Tapos siguro know your market para at least maplano mo yung business mo or kung paano mo siya ipo-promote sa mga tao. Kasi ayun nga, alam mo yung market mo. Kasi kami mas target talaga namin ay syempre yung community, ganyan. Tapos minsan nga may nagtatanong dito parang, okay, food for the gays cafe siya. So, pwede ba mga straight dyan? Of course, pwede. Alam niyo yun? Walang ano tayo, so wala tayong discrimination dito. Tapos, isa pa sa mga, I think, natutunan ko ay, syempre, learning process yan. Kahit pa tumagal lang yung business mo, kahit tumagal pa siya ng 20 years, 30 years, araw-araw meron tayong bago natututunan eh. So, I think, kasama na rin doon yung pagtanggap natin sa mga negative feedback, for example, ganyan. Na, kasi ako, sobrang ina-appreciate ko yun. Pag sinasabihan kami ng, kulang yung ganito, or medyo matabang, or ganyan. Alam mo yun, parang kasi, ibig sabihin, binibigyan nila tayo ng room to grow.
Yes.
Parang hindi nila agad tayo, ay, ayoko na sa'yo, parang gano'n eh. So, ibig sabihin, gusto nila, pero yun nga, gusto ka rin nilang tulungan. Tapos yun,
they care enough about your business para sabihin ka kung how they
yeah. Tapos yun, syempre, kagaya nung sabi ni Abby kanina, sobrang kailangan talaga, wag kang mahiyain. Tsaka sipag, saga talaga, oh my God. Sobrang ano talaga to, pakapalan talaga ng mukha. Kasi, alam mo yun, kahit sino talaga na, kunyari, feeling ko bumababa yung sales namin before, nung online pa lang. As in, nagsisend ako ng updated price list, ganyan, we have new products. Alam mo yun, para at least, ma-excite silang itry. So, dun actually, mas, I think, mas nabubuhay kami before. Kasi excited sila to try our, mga bagong products nga. Kasi, tiwala sila eh. So, ayun. Tsaka yun, don't stop dreaming. Wow.
Dream, believe, survive. Ganyan.
Diba nga? Kailang survivors tayo.
Yan. Okay. Therese, maraming salamat. Let's go to Joff. Ikaw naman, Joff, anong mga tips mo for aspiring business owners, lalo na LGBTQ plus entrepreneurs?
Actually, first and foremost, like I said, you always have to encourage yourself and your immediate connections as well to establish safe spaces. Kasi nobody's going to take care of us other than ourselves, and especially those people who loves us and who totally cares for us. And then as for the business naman, first you have to really establish your reputation. All these years, diba, ayun, fortunate tayo na marami tayong mga connection, meron tayong mga taong kumbaga sinusubaybayan tayo. Even during the pandemic, they're trying to watch you on how you're doing so far, and then it could help them as well to set some, inspiration as well on whatever pursuits they wanted to do. And then second, you also have to develop some new skills or probably refresh your skills. Kasi nabanggit nga kanina, di ba? Ang ano natin, nagiging dahilan is really to do everything with ourselves, by ourselves. Pero again, don't forget, now we also have our own personal affairs, and eventually we wanted to take care of our own health kasi syempre, Jolly, this is pandemic. So we might be stressing ourselves with a lot of things. Pero again, the bottom line, why we are creating a living is because we wanted to take care of our lives. Diba?
Yes.
And then lastly is that be very resourceful talaga. Kasi like I've said, nagkaroon ng mga lockdown and quarantine, so we really have to establish ano ba yung mga resources mo na within your reach. Kung meron kang tawag dito, mga gamit na hindi nagagamit o mga sa kamag-anak mo, some space na pwede mong gamitin. Again, it's always about reducing your cost, optimizing your profit as well. And at the same time, yun nga, words of mouth, people will be telling good stories about you. Ano lang naman yan, just make people feel good about themselves, especially whenever, sabi ko kasi pag barbershop, kailangan masayang-masaya ka even after, di ba? And then that's what we wanted as a brand, to make people feel good about themselves.
Yeah, I mean, I love what you said about taking care of yourself, because I think we talked a lot about like hustle and really going out there, but sometimes and there's a lot of things on our plate, and we just need to take a break and really make sure that we're not getting burnt out. So really good. All right, let's go to Rui, last but not least. So Rui, you've had a flourishing business over the last year. Ano mga natutunan mo na gusto mong i-share sa aspiring business owners?
So, ayun, dapat be dedicated, committed, passionate, and dapat know your purpose kung bakit mo ginagawa yan, para saan at para kanino. And know your happiness also. Siyempre, ayun ang number one para sa akin. Kasi wala ka na magiging pakialam kapag mag-fail ka, kung ano yung magiging sabihin sa'yo ng tao, kasi masaya ka sa ginagawa mo. And I always leave this message sa lahat po ng pumapasok sa Fairy God Barbie House of Beauty na kapag maganda ang puso mo at hangarin mo, hindi ka pa nagsasalita at hindi mo pa yung sinasabi, alam na agad yan ang nasa itaas kung ano yung mga, kung pang deserve ka ba na i-reward sa mga ganitong klaseng bagay. And kung hindi man umarok ang set, yung plan A, ang dami pang letters. Plan B to letter Z pa. Kaya wag mawawala ng pag-asa, matutong kumalma because calm is power. Tandaan niyo po yan. Talagang kailangan kalmado lang tayo sa lahat ng bagay. Always see good in everything. Yun po.
I love it. Calm is power. Ayan, maraming salamat, Naris, Joff, and Rui. So don't leave just yet because we're actually going to invite all of our speakers back in. So Abby, Sed, Amre, welcome back. Please join Naris, Joff, and Ruby.
Hi, Jolly.
Oh,
Hi, everyone.
Kompleto na.
It's a really fun Zoom call. I really want to.
Yes.
I really want to do this more. Anyway, for all of our speakers, I guess let's take turns. Maybe what are your final messages to our audience today? How can they support the community this Pride Month and even beyond? So let's begin from the first set. Let's start with Abby.
Hi guys, hello once again. So my message to everyone who's watching, first of all, thank you for being here with us. Thank you for watching. Thank you for embracing who we are. And I am hoping that you are also embracing what you are. So ayan, acceptance is the key for everything. And I hope you did enjoy the conversation that we had here today. And I hope na na-inspire din kayo if we can give our best with this one. And I know na kayo din, you can bring out the best in you. So we are sharing this positivity sa inyong lahat. Sana talaga mag-multiply. So ayun. And support local businesses, lalo na sa nangyaring pandemic natin. Support local businesses. Hindi lang yung mga businesses namin na nandito, but every local businesses. And let's all be patient dun sa mga businesses na lalo na yung mga nagbabalik pa lang. If they need to, recover, make mistakes, be nice. It's we only live once. So, alam mo yun, it's hindi mo naman ikakababa kung magiging mabait ka, diba? So, stay nice, yun lang. Let's spread the positivity, for everybody. And then, ayun, mabuhay. Let's celebrate Pride, not just for this month, but it should be every day. Celebrate you. Let's celebrate everyone. Thank you.
Beautiful words. Thank you so much, Abby. Let's go to Sed. Ikaw naman, what's your final message to our viewers and how can they support Pride businesses now and beyond?
Yes, Jolly. So to everyone watching us right now, my message is Pride Month is more than just being proud of who we are. It's also about celebrating and supporting the causes that we are fighting for, or the causes that our community is fighting for, and that includes fighting for respect, equality, and acceptance in our society. And apart from that, you can celebrate Pride Month not just during the month of June, but throughout the year. And if you can, please do support social media campaigns that aim to support and celebrate our community, just like this one. And just like what Abby said earlier, please do support local. And if you have the time, please do check out the good episode on your social media accounts and let me know what you think. So thank you so much, guys, for watching us.
Maraming salamat, Sed. Let's go to Amre. Amre, your message to our viewers.
If you are an LGBT entrepreneur or an aspiring LGBT entrepreneur, let's work together towards visibility. Let's create more LGBT role models in business. If you have a business idea or a good product that would provide value to an audience, I invite you to plunge into entrepreneurship. We've got your back. We've got a strong community here. If you are a business owner or a corporation, we challenge you to join the celebration and go beyond Pride Month. We would like to reiterate that. Let us educate ourselves and commit to SOGI diversity, equality, and inclusion by pushing to have truly inclusive programs and policies. Let us commit to Pride and support LGBT businesses, not just every Pride month, but let's commit to Pride every day. Oh, and by the way, if you are a creative or marketing professional and would like to join Vital Strats, hit us up. We have job openings. Just type Vital Strats and message us in our social channels. So that's it. Thank you so much for being with us. We're very grateful. And happy Pride.
Inspiring as always, Amber. Thank you so much. Let's go to Naris. Ikaw naman, Naris. Anong final words ba to our viewers today?
Ayun, like what Amory said, support LGBT-owned businesses, not just during Pride Month, pero buong taon. And dito sa cafe, as you can see, it's Pride every day. So, ayun, trust your products, trust your customers. Tapos, kasi ano yun wag, lagi nating isipin na yung grabe ang support ang matatanggap natin lagi, especially from the LGBT community. And, ayun, sobrang agree ako sa sinabi nila Abby and nila Rui na kindness really goes a long way because our business is, surviving because of our friends and mga new friends namin na nagpupunta dito. So, sobrang laking bagay talaga na you are, nice, you're kind, ganyan. And, ayun, I just wanna say, dito sa cafe, we feature LGBT artists. So, meron mga paintings dito, postcards, stickers, mga notepads, ganyan. So, if you want to consign, you can message us. Hanapin na lang din kami. Nakalat-kalat lang kami dyan. Tapos, yun, you can also see their works here naman. So, ayun, happy Pride and please be kind. Thank you. Thank you.
Very beautiful. Thank you, Naris. Let's go to Joff. Joff, your final message to our viewers.
Okay, thank you again, everyone, for joining us this afternoon. First, I believe kasi discrimination and anger comes from the lack of wisdom. So let's encourage healthy discussions, and then let's provide safe space for everybody because particularly in the Cultura Hub, we wanted you to feel good about ourselves kasi self-respect, it starts from there. And then eventually people will be more comfortable to be with you, and you have to encourage that as well from them. And then for businessmen or entrepreneurs as well, I would like to encourage everybody and invite everyone as well to check the Philippine LGBT Chamber of Commerce FB page and the lgbtchamberph.org because we belong to that community in Amray, and we are really here trying to advocate on how we could really help within our communities, providing more employment, lalo na kung maganda naman yung benepisyo. And at the same time, again, inspiring a lot of people to be more inclusive. And again, happy Pride, everybody.
Salamat, Joff. All right, Rui, this is, kumbaga sa pageant, this is your final question. Your final question is, what is your final message to our viewers and how can they support community, the LGBT plus community during Pride Month and beyond?
First and foremost, thank you so much for having me here and thank you for allowing to share our stories. And congratulations sa ating lahat and we made it. And ang iiwan ko lang po talaga sa inyong mensahe na always wear your pride. Let us celebrate our colors and embrace the differences. And sa ayaw at sa gusto naman ng iba, mag-excel tayo sa iba't ibang larangan. At ayun, dapat galingan natin. And don't forget to serve others with purpose. Thank you po.
Beautiful. Salamat, Rui, and thank you again to all of our guests. I wish we had more than an hour. I would have loved to chat more with all of you because you're all such inspiring individuals. So big virtual applause, please, for all of our speakers today. Maraming salamat for entrepreneurs for taking the time to hold this conversation with us this afternoon. All right. As part of our commitment to inclusive economic recovery, Google strives to help and digitize small businesses owned by LGBTQ plus entrepreneurs. Here to talk us through some of these helpful digital tools and initiatives is Google's product marketing manager for Next Billion Users, Southeast Asia, and a Pride champion. Put your hands together, please, for Gabe Jimenez.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this training offered by the Grow with Google program. My name is Gabe Jimenez, and I'm a product marketing manager at Google working across Southeast Asia, including the Philippines. I'm happy to be sharing with you today on how you can get your business online with the Google tool called Google My Business. Google definitely prioritizes diversity, equity, inclusion in how we run our business and how we help our customers. So I'm thrilled that this session is conducted in partnership with the Philippines LGBT Chamber of Commerce for the LGBT community of business owners and managers across the Philippines. The LGBTQ owned and managed businesses that we all know are often the lifeblood and cultural centers for those of us who identify as part of this pride community. Unfortunately, COVID-19 has proven to challenge all types of businesses that are dealing with less offline business. So it's important to us at Google that we help businesses in this community understand how they can leverage digital tools to bring their businesses online and weather this storm. Before anything else, let me briefly just share with you a little tidbit about myself. Like I mentioned, I'm a product marketing manager at Google. I've been here for around 6 years, but my focus right now is really focusing on products and programs that help create what I like to call equitable economic opportunities for users and MSMEs. And as a fellow LGBTQ plus business manager, I know firsthand what it's like to be part of this community and also part of running a business that tries to engage with this community or represent this community in the best way possible. And so I'm excited to kind of give you my knowledge and information about this specific tool that can help you all better embrace digital and get your businesses online. All right. Let's just get started with the basics and understand what is Google My Business exactly. To put it simply, Google My Business is a free Google tool that was specifically made to help all small businesses build their presence on Google Maps and Google Search. Every day, thousands of Filipinos are searching on Google for local businesses they know and businesses they don't. For example, let's imagine that you have a favorite pair of shoes, but the sole is wearing out. And let's pretend that you just want to fix the current pair. You don't want to buy a whole new other pair because you love the pair that you own. So what you'll likely do is type into Google Search or Google Maps, shoe repair near me. When you do that, a bunch of local shoe repair stores will show up like the one you can see on the screen here, Shoe Clinic. But you might be wondering, how does that business get their information on Google? How does Google know that business's exact store hours or where the shop is located to be able for it to show up? That's where Google My Business comes in. If a business wants their business information to show up on Google and wants it to be accurate, then they go onto Google and use Google My Business to enter their information into a Google My Business listing. Google uses that information you enter into Google My Business and then surfaces it on Google Search and Google Maps for relevant user searches. Whether a customer types in your specific business name or looks for a business category, your business information can show up accurately and professionally. The best part of all this is that you don't pay anything. It's all absolutely free to you. And just by creating a Google My Business listing for free, you can unlock new ways for your business to show up and engage customers. We've already discussed the first way that you can see here on the left. With the Google My Business listing, you can present fresh and useful information about your business to customers. You can show your business address, contact number, store hours, menu, photos, and honestly, so much more. Second, as seen here in the middle screenshot, Google My Business is the free way for you to gather reviews of your business online and engage with your customers. Once you create a Google My Business listing, your customers can leave stars and reviews that will make new customers interested in trying out your business as well. And finally, once you create a Google My Business listing, you show up to customers who are interested in the services or goods you have to offer, even if they don't know your exact business name. Google even helps you track how many customers are finding your business on Google Maps and Google Search and how that information is changing over time. As you can see here, Google My Business information allows your business to show up on all types of devices, whether someone is on their laptop at home or on their phone while they're in commute. And if you didn't catch this before, Google My Business is available to all types of businesses with a physical presence. Restaurants, repair shops, clothing stores, pharmacies, grocery stores, the list goes on. Throughout this presentation, I just want you to really understand how you can best leverage a Google My Business listing. But the very first step in leveraging a Google My Business listing is to actually understand how to set one up. So now that you understand what Google My Business is, let's get you started on how you actually set up a Google My Business listing. Some of you might already have a Google My Business account, and that's fine. You can still follow along and learn the best ways to optimize. Now, if you have another device, you can actually try completing some of these steps as I give you these instructions to set up the Google My Business listing. For example, if you're watching this on a laptop, you can try doing this on your phone. Or of course, you can just try following along and do this all on your own later. So before you can set up a Google My Business listing, you must actually create a Google account. If you have an email address that ends in @gmail.com, then actually you already have a Google account. But you can also use any other email address outside of a Gmail address, such as a work email or an address from another provider to create a Google account. For example, I can have a Google account using something like gabriel@yahoo.com. Or imagine I'm a small business with an email manager@googleshop.com. I can use that email as well to create a Google account. To create a Google account, go to google.com/account. If you already have a Google account, you will land on a welcome page, which means you don't need to create a new Google account. You can just use the one that you have. If you don't have a Google account, you will land on the sign in page as you can see here in step 1. Click the blue text that says create account. Then in the drop-down menu, we recommend that you select to manage my business. You will then be taken to step 2, where you will need to enter your name, create your password, and come up with your Gmail address. Remember, you don't have to make up a new Gmail address if you just want to associate an existing email address you already have to this Google account. To do that, just click the blue text that says, use my current email address instead. Once you finalize the information, you'll move on to step 3 to provide your phone number for verification, your birthday to verify your age, and an optional recovery email. The next 2 steps after this are just to verify the phone number that you've provided. Now, there are a couple ways you can register for Google My Business, but here we recommend 2 of the fastest methods. At first, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the first one, but do know that the second option is also there, and I'll dive into it a little later. Now, the first option on the left involves downloading the Google My Business app. We recommend that you do that because when you download the Google My Business app, you'll be able to use some of the Google My Business features much more interactively and much more immediately. However, I do recognize that for some of you, downloading another app might take up too much storage space on your phone, and so you can also sign up on just like a web browser. And you can do it on your phone web browser or on a desktop web browser. Now, some of you will also have something that's called a verification PIN code before you start registering. And if you already have that, you actually want to start at g.co/PIN verify. But don't worry about too much about the verification code. I'll talk about that a little more later. Now, whether you have doing this through the app or through the web browser experience, it's pretty similar how you register for Google My Business. First, you'll need to enter important information to make your business make us know your business details and make sure that you show up on Google Search and Google Maps as accurately as possible. First, tell us the name of your business. If you've already received a verification code, then this part might actually already be filled in automatically. Now, let us know if customers can actually visit your store so that we know how to make it show up on Google Maps. Some businesses, like plumbers, for example, don't have stores customers can visit. Instead, that business or that plumber will go to the customer. For example, a plumber might visit an office or a house in order to do repairs there. So if you want customers to visit your store, select yes. If you do not, select no. Next, some of you will need to enter your address or verify that the pre-populated information is correct. Please provide all business address details and make sure it's accurate. Finally, similar to the second question, do let us know if you provide services outside of your actual store. This could include services such as home repairs, deliveries, and more. Now we're on the last few steps to register. After you've given us your address, we ask you to drop a pin on the map to help better verify where your business is located. This doesn't have to be perfect, just do your best to get the pin to drop as close to where your business is as possible. Next step is to tell us your business category so we can help make sure your business shows up to customers looking for businesses like yours. Choose the category that best fits your business. There might be a lot of options, and don't feel overwhelmed. Just choose the one that really is most associated to your business. Also, you can update this later if you decide another category is more appropriate, so don't sweat it at the get-go. The last couple of steps are optional, but they do help customers reach and understand your business. So provide a phone number customers can use to contact you, and a website. If you have them, at the very last step, you'll see a summary page. Make sure to click on Finish to complete the registration process. Now, typically after all this setup, a postcard with a verification code will automatically be delivered to you in about 5 to business days to the address you provided in the Google My Business sign-up. Do note that due to local postal issues, the postcard can often take much longer to reach you. That's why we actually recommend you request a verification code under this other resource that we list here. We actually have a partnership with the Department of Trade and Industry, or DTI, where you can proactively request a verification code from there, where we've authorized them basically to give a Google My Business verification code to businesses that reach out to them. In order to request that verification code, all you need to do is click on this URL, or because I know some of you are just watching this video for training, you can also feel free to scan this QR code. So I'm going to pause for a moment just to let you take a moment to pull out your phones and scan it. But we can also work with the providers of this training to give you that URL later in case you aren't able to scan that QR code. While you're doing that, just a reminder that you can also just get the verification PIN code via the mail, but sometimes it just doesn't come through due to local issues. And so this is another great alternative. You really do want to, we recommend that you actually reach out to DTI and fill out this form and get the code before you register. And that's just to make it more streamlined. If you get the code after you signed up for GMB or for Google My Business, that's actually okay too. You just have to go back into Google My Business and enter that code eventually. Now, hopefully you got the QR code sorted. But the reason why we really encourage and recommend everyone to verify their businesses is that they're basically 5 times more likely to get businesses from Google. So get your businesses verified now, and if you need help, definitely use that DTI link that we provided earlier. A really good thing to note now is that g.co/pin verify URL will really make a lot more sense now. So if you fill out that DTI form and they end up emailing you or text messaging you a PIN code, to start off, you can actually, to register for Google, you can actually just go to this website and you'll start a very similar process. It's just at the beginning, it'll ask you to enter the PIN code first, and then it might have already some pre-populated information based off what DTI has entered in the authorization dashboard that they have access to. All right, so you've all just learned how to register a Google My Business listing, but there are some features we want to discuss so that you can actually understand the ways that Google My Business can improve your online presence. Now, once you've done all this registration, these are actually the features that you want to take advantage of. And remember, all these features are free within Google. Within Google My Business. The first 4 features are all focused on helping you establish a strong online presence so customers can find you easily on tools like Google Maps and Google Search. The first and most critical feature or step here is to really just make sure that the Google My Business profile is completely up to date. In addition to any address or phone number information that you've already added, you should make sure that your business description is up to date, that your store hours are also up to date, especially if they've changed due to COVID-19 impact or just general seasonality. The more information you provide, the better the user experience. The next feature are posts, which basically allow you to share customized posts that show up under your business in Google Maps and Google Search. As you can see on the screen, there are a variety of posts that you can do, from business news, event announcements, coupons and offers, and product updates. You can pair these posts with attention-grabbing photos and videos to really make the user understand and want to take action from that post. If you're trying to improve your business's online presence, it's so important that you use the Photos feature on Google My Business to share pictures of your store interior, exterior, products, and even employees. Customers are very visual users online, so help them visualize all that your business has to offer with photos. Adding photos is as simple as taking a picture with your mobile phone and then uploading them right away. If you've always wanted a website but you haven't had the time or resources to build one, then take advantage of the Google My Business feature that helps you create a free website in just a few minutes. That is also attached to your Google My Business listing. It's easy to set up, but still gives you enough options to customize the site to your liking. If the first 4 features were all about helping customers find you, then the next 3 are all about helping you interact with them once they found you online. For example, have you ever found a shop or a cafe on Google Maps and looked at the reviews from previous customers before choosing to go to that store or restaurant? Ever wonder how you could get online views for that business or for your business? That's where the 5th feature comes in. Once you set up a Google My Business listing, customers can leave comments on the great experiences they've had with your business for others to read. And as the owner, you can actually reply to reviewers to build loyalty through virtual customer interaction. And if communicating through reviews isn't enough interaction for you, you can also set up this feature, messaging. With messaging enabled, customers can communicate with you instantly from Google Maps or search. You can receive these messages on your mobile device through the Google My Business app or through some SMS capabilities. If multiple people own or manage your business profile, each one of you can message with other customers. When a customer finds you on Google Maps, you can incentivize them to follow your business and get updates by offering them an exclusive welcome offer like a discount or a dish or service that they can use during first visits. We call this feature the Follow and Welcome Offers feature. It's a good interaction that will incentivize the customer to actually visit your store. These final features will now help you round out how you understand your customers and interact with them online. The most important feature to call out here is the Insights tool. By using Google My Business, you can understand how many customers have found your business profile in Google Maps or Google Search. Moreover, you can understand what actions they took once landing on your profile. Maybe they checked store hours, maybe they called you from the number listed you provided, or maybe they used directions to find how to get to your store. In addition, the Insights tool will let you know how these actions have changed over time to help you understand how you might improve your Google My Business information and interact with potential customers. To make it easy for customers to share your business profile with other potential customers, we recommend that you use the short name feature to create a short URL that directly and quickly connects your Google My Business profile to the user who's reading the short URL or clicking on the short URL. Once you create the short name, the quick URL will show up as g.page / followed by your business's short name. One of the final ways customers can interact with you through Google My Business is the question and answer feature. Customers can leave questions about your business for you to answer. For example, if you own a coffee shop, a customer might ask if you offer non-dairy milk options like soy milk. And if you think this will be a frequently asked question, you can highlight it and your answer so customers can find it before having to ask again. Finally, if your business reaches the point where they are ready to try paid advertising, Google My Business quickly integrates into Google Ads to help you reach even more customers to drive goals like calls, websites, traffic, and store visits. We just finished going over a bunch of different features. All the ones before this are absolutely free. I just want to call out that if you end up doing ads, it does cost, there will be a fee associated to it. All right. So now we have gone over all the main features of that you can use in Google My Business, but we also understand that you want to use Google My Business as a way to help you weather the storm during COVID-19. We know that times are tough for so many businesses across the Philippines. With social distancing in place, it's more than ever that we help you improve your online presence and how you interact with customers digitally. So let's go over some specific tools that you can adjust for COVID-19. During this COVID-19 period, many businesses have been forced to adjust many parts of the business. For some, it's just been having to adjust what hours they're open, or if your hours are just now operating at a different address, maybe such as your home. For other businesses, it could be that now you accept digital or contactless payments or only offer takeaway or delivery options. Whatever changes you've had to make, it's important that your existing and new customers know about them. So let's talk about some features that'll help you with that. First, make sure your business hours are updated correctly to reflect your hours during this time. We've also created a new status label to let customers know if your business is temporarily closed. You can remove that label the moment your business is able to operate again. This often happens in the case where maybe your business has multiple branches, but one branch just doesn't have enough foot traffic right now, so you close it down. You might want to apply the temporary close label to that branch. If you own or operate a restaurant, you'll want to take advantage of our attributes feature and confirm if your restaurant currently offers dine-in, takeout, or delivery. As you can see on the right, these attributes show up clearly at the top of your Google My Business profile on Google Maps and Google Search. Letting people know you offer takeaway and delivery is a great way to keep attracting businesses during this time of COVID-19. Just like it's important to ensure your business hours are correct, it's just as important to update your business phone number if it's changed. For example, if you are now running your business from your home, but your business profile still has your offline phone number, you may need to temporarily update that contact number to your home phone number. Make it easy for customers to reach you on all the right ways. And finally, things are often changing for your business during COVID-19. We know that. So it's important to regularly update your Google My Business profile to reflect these changes. Google has created a special COVID-19 posts that show up under your business profile on Google Maps or Google Search. It's a quick and effective way to remind people if you have special hours of operation, if you have changed what your business is offering at this time, or if you just have any special deals customers can take advantage of. And as you keep on learning more and the COVID-19 situation keeps evolving, we know that you're going to be learning more about Google My Business and trying to make it your best friend. So that's why I want to make sure that you know about the Google My Business Help Center, which you can find at these different URLs. They're also listed in basically any Google search that you do for Google My Business Help Center, you'll see them listed on the search results page. All right, well, with that, everyone, I just want to say congratulations. You reached the end of this Google My Business training for the LGBTQ plus business owners and business managers community in the Philippines. I hope you see the benefits of Google My Business and how it can help support your business and the wider community that we're all a part of. And I hope you took away some of the key features that will help your business really weather the storm during the COVID-19 period. Now, if you at all want to keep building and improving your online presence and learn more about how to pivot your business to digital, we have some resources that you can check out that we think might be helpful. First, one of the best tools that you can take advantage of immediately is the Google Primer app. It's a free app from Google that delivers bite-sized lessons on digital business and marketing fundamentals. Many lessons are only 5 minutes long and only require your phone to learn. If you want to go over stuff that you learned today, we actually recommend you start off with the Digital Marketing 1 module. It's a short lesson that will remind you how to take advantage of Google My Business to be found on Google Maps and Google Search. And to start using the free Google Primer app right away, just go to the Google Play Store or the App Store, search for Google Primer in the search functionality, and then click the CTA to install the app. I'll also just mention that we have a newly launched Grow with Google website that has tons of learning materials from free lessons to short YouTube videos and even official certifications that you can add to your resume. It has a lot of resources for MSMEs, students, teachers, developers, and more. So to check out the site, just visit g.co/Grow Philippines. And then finally, if you're someone who uses social media, you can always get the latest updates on new Google features and our other programs if you follow our Facebook account and our Twitter account, which are listed here. And with that, I just want to close out by again saying my deepest thank you for your participation and for all the work that you're doing to keep your businesses thriving and for supporting the wider LGBTQ plus community. Thank you and have a great day.
All right, thank you, Gabe, for sharing with us how Google My Business and the Primer app can help the community digitize their businesses. The guide and tools you shared will surely help our LGBTQ plus entrepreneurs and other MSME owners operate and reach their customers effectively amid the ongoing pandemic. Hope all of you guys picked up something today, whether it be a spark of inspiration to start your own business venture, some life lessons from our diverse set of speakers, or even insight as to how to further support our LGBTQ plus friends. Once again, maraming salamat sa ating mga speakers for taking the time to be here. And of course, special thanks to the Philippine LGBT Chamber of Commerce for connecting us to all of our speakers. Lubos na pinapahalagahan ang mga ibinahagi niyo sa amin ngayong araw. These conversations are only the start to a month-long celebration and a long-term commitment to supporting the LGBTQ plus community and MSME industry in this country. Let's keep advocating for inclusivity and allyship as we also support local businesses. This has been your host. My name is Jolly Estares from Google Philippines. What a pleasure as always to host this event every year. Thank you for spending a lovely time with us and in Pride Conversations. Continue to let us know your thoughts on today's discussion by using the hashtag support MSMEs with Pride. Again, that's hashtag support MSMEs with Pride on all of your social media. So again, thank you for joining us today and have a great rest of the day.